Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, so subscribe and hit that bell icon right now. So tonight I've got a movie review for you that is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This is a brand new movie for 2024. It's not long been out, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, if you're going to see the movie soon, then please do not watch this video because I will be spoiling the movie and the plot and what happens in it. But if you love spoilers, if you want to know what happens in a movie to decide whether you're going to see it or not, then this is the video for you. So, Planet of the Apes has been rebooted. This is like the new modern version. And in this particular movie, it's very, very interesting because what's happened is a man made disease, like a virus, has spread throughout the kingdom. And the humans have apparently lost their voice and their intelligence has been lowered. So they are now meant to be in the position of what the apes used to be. And the apes can now speak and are very intelligent like humans. However, I would argue that apes have always been intelligent. So basically, by a man-made virus, it was human beings that created it. It's now switched the tables, if you like, and humans now behaving like apes. They're like out in the sticks, they're covered in mud. Some of them wear like material that's like you would expect in a jungle. Their hair's all pretty much knotted and they're really dirty and scruffy, and they don't speak, and they their intelligence level's gone down. So basically they're like slaves now to the apes. So instead of apes being behind bars, it's the humans that are being driven like slaves. And what happens is this this one ape is what the main focus of the story is, Noah. And he is like the heir to the throne of these certain apes. And what happens is he he is trying to collect eagle eggs for his dad, who's like the king of the apes. He rules the reign, and Noah is doing like an initiation ceremony, I believe, with two of his friends are helping him to collect eagle eggs, and his dad is like the master of eagles, so he wants to impress his dad, and they all get eggs. However, Noah kind of has this time when he gets on horseback and he goes and sees what these other apes are doing. I think they're members of his clan, if I remember right. And what happens is he finds some clothing when he's trying to get these eagle eggs. He finds some clothing, and that belongs to a human known as Echoes in the movie. And he takes it to his dad, and then his dad sends someone off on a quest. I don't know if it's the dad himself, or one of his apes who are underneath him. Sends Basically they get sent off into like the forest, if you like, and I believe they're meant to be hunting the Echo, the human. And so Noah gets intrigued by this and thinks, what's going on? And he ventures out, but then there's these bad like apes, so like gorillas basically, with big face masks on, and they've got electric rods that they use to hurt other apes with, as well as humans. And they kill a lot of these apes. And Noah sees this, but Noah hides. And then Noah's horse that he rode on, it's really weird seeing apes riding on horses in this movie. And then Noah's horse is still there, but without anyone on it. And Noah's horse goes back to Noah's clan. And then the master apes, they go after the horse and go back to Noah's clan, and they kill Noah's dad. And Noah realizes that they've gone towards his people, and he tries to save his dad, but he can't. And they all get captured apart from Noah. and they all get captured, and it's really, really horrible. And his dad dies, his mum's still alive, but they all get captured by these masks. And he does actually save this girl because there's a scavenger, which is a human being, a girl known as an Echo in there. And when he was taking eggs back to his dad, he still had some in like a little pouch thing, and one of them got broken by this scavenger. And so then he needed to collect some more. But obviously his dad's dead now. And he gets into a situation where, as the film plot progresses, he finds this other ape, which is an actual orangutan, and they become friends. And they see this girl who's like a scavenger, and they invite her. Well, the orangutan invites the human to join them. Now Noah is like, we should never trust humans, and the orangutan, it starts talking about Caesar, and Caesar is the monkey who was reigning before, and he's not in this movie. This movie well, he's in the beginning of the movie dead. So that's quite shocking if you followed Caesar in other movies. He's in this movie, but you see his dead body in the beginning. And so there's a new ape in charge in place of Caesar who thinks he is Caesar, but he's a very evil ape, which is how his mum and his mum and families get taken away, and the father gets killed because they're all about power. And the orangutan said when Caesar was alive, he was always adamant that apes and humans could live side by side, and he was kind and generous and compassionate, not like this new clan who's calling themselves basically under Caesar's name and doing an injustice to it. So Noah the orangutan, who knows Caesar's past and is the last of the people who follow Caesar, if you like, with the girl, they all end up becoming friends, but you don't know if you can trust the girl or not. And she does speak, which it becomes quite shocking. So she starts talking. There's a point where Noah has to save her life away from the masked gorillas, and he does, and she calls his name out. And so she does actually talk. So you don't really find out exactly in the movie why I didn't think why she talks, yet the human beings are not meant to speak, and they're not meant to be intelligent. But I know they say the orangutan, for example, said this one's different. She's more intelligent. So I don't know what happened. I'm assuming that the virus didn't actually get to her, and that she escaped it, because you do find she escaped, but I'm assuming for some reason either the virus didn't work on her or it didn't get to her. So anyway, what happens is eventually Noah and the girl get captured. The orangutan gets you don't actually see the orangutan's body, so I don't know if that character's ever going to come back into the movies, but basically he's meant to be dead. And it's because the masked apes were on this bridge, and they captured the three of them. They basically cornered off the three of them. Noah ended up bleeding. May ended up falling in the river, but still holding on. And then the orangutan tried to save May. May's the actual Echo, the human, the girl who was the scavenger. She starts talking to say she has got a name, and Noah's like, oh, like, you deceived us. And she's like, oh, I got told by my mum to keep quiet. It's for safety and protection of myself. So anyway, the orangutan gets washed up. Gets what, I don't know. Well, you don't see his body. So he goes with the current, basically. They're on this bridge and they all get cornered, and the orangutan tries to save May. And instead he goes with the current down and goes down underneath the water, and basically is meant to have drowned. So, but when you don't see someone's body, the ape's body, I'm always thinking, is he dead or not? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's like part of the movie. And then the movie escalates and escalates so that Noah and May end up in this place where the new ruler of the ape kingdom has taken over, and he's taken Noah's mum prisoner with all the Noah's clan. And they're under this Apes rule, and he's horrible. He calls himself Caesar, and he says he's taken over from Caesar. He's the next Caesar. Like he rules now. He's got the power, and it's just horrible. But it's a really clever film, the way they've done it, the way they've showed Noah's character in the beginning, that he's fearless, that he, when he went to get the eagle eggs in the beginning, he really nearly fell and broke his neck, and he was falling off a cliff, but still managed to hang on, and he was busy like pulling a piece of branch off to stick it in the rock in the wall to climb up it. So you see him risk his life for an egg, and you can see how brave he is. And you can see throughout the movie how he changes, because he didn't know what the original Caesar was like, and he didn't know that humans and apes were meant to coexist under Caesar's rule. That's basically what's meant to have happened. And this evil ape's taken over Caesar's place, basically, and he's ruling the kingdom, and has got savage apes underneath him. And there's this place which has got strong metal doors, and Caesar, the one who calls himself Caesar, who's not the actual original Caesar, because the real Caesar's dead, he's getting his apes that he commands to wear these chains and to pull the doors down. They're trying to set fire to this doors of this place, and there's supposed to be something behind these doors that May knows about, that he's trying to get to. It's like ammunition and things like that. And it's stuff to do with the humans. And so he gets the chains round the apes that he commands. He gets the horses and sets fire to the doors, and he's trying to scare the horses into like running, away to pull the door down with the apes. And in the end, it doesn't work, and the chains break, and a number of the apes die. And so he doesn't even care about his own people, and he's brutal. And all these apes, like, it's really weird to see how many apes were involved, and how the apes usually go on horseback, and how they're so human. They look really realistic at faces. They look like ape faces. They look gorilla and orangutan and monkey, if you like. They all look like these type of things, but they are really realistic in that way. But they're very human like. They talk, and they, like, they think like humans, they act like humans. And it's very interesting movie how it's completely switched around. And so eventually the ending's a little bit like, it's a little bit strange. Like, the girl, who you don't know if you can trust or not, in some parts of the movie she seems trustworthy, and then you find out later she's not that trustworthy, and maybe not at all trustworthy. There's something that happens in the movie that she does, and the way she's dressed is like she's sweet and innocent, the way she's dressed, right? But she does something that shocked me, and I'm like, I thought it was quite clever of the movie director to put that in there. So she's a sweet innocent girl, but she does something very brutal to someone in the movie. I'm not going to reveal who it is or what it is, because I think you need to watch the movie to find out. But I was shocked. I'm like, wow, they've really gone to town on that one, doing the juxtaposition of a very innocent, sweet look, contrast with what she did, which was deadly. I mean, I was in shock. I'm like, how can you just do that in broad daylight? Well, it looked like broad daylight, but it was actually going dark at that point. I think it was meant to be dark. So this person basically found out what they were up to, and I won't say anymore. So yeah, I think it was going dark, because she was starting to lay dynamite and stuff like this. And she gets Noah and two of his like friends, one who he's romantically attracted to, basically, from his clan, to climb up this huge mountain. They nearly get drowned in the process, but they do eventually climb up this mountain thing. It's like this big rock thing, and they eventually get inside that metal container that the Caesar ape is meant to have been trying to get the horses and his own apes to pull down. And there is loads of ammunition there, but she wants a specific thing, and the thing she wants in there is like a record of something. And she says to Noah, she needs his help to get in there, and then he can save his people. And the thing that's in that facility is something that can get the human voices back. So I presume it's like an antidote to the virus. I'm assuming that's what it is. Like, it's captured what the virus thing was, or what, what was going on. I'm presuming it's a doctor's notes or something saying how you can reverse a virus. But in this facility, which Noah sees, the apes are able to see that in the past it was humans that captured the apes. It was humans that were kind of like, kind of like making fun of the apes in the cages, going, "Oh, look, don't they look cute? I want to get a closer look," and stuff like that. So they're basically captured. So in the end, things turn around, and May ends up like fleeing and leaving Noah and his apes to try and sort things out and basically kill the bad ape, the ape that says he's Caesar but not, But at the end, they've left like a little twist, but because May says goodbye to Noah, but she's got a gun in the back of her trousers. And Noah's said how important it is for humans and apes to live together in the future, side by side, And she takes this like big microchip thing, like out of a computer, back to this place, which is like a laboratory. And it's a thing they've been looking for to put the voices back into humans again. And Noah sees this telescope and sees that the satellite dishes are opening up again. And so therefore he knows that something is trouble in the future. And these satellite dishes are for the big microchip thing. It's like this big chip that fitted in like a computer recording thing. And when she took it to like this scientist type place, which is what she recovered from this facility, which then got flooded, and she left the apes to basically fend for themselves before saying goodbye to Noah because he did get out. Then these satellite dishes are for the humans that do actually speak, who are like underground. It's for them to actually make contact. They make contact using these satellite dishes to the outside world, other humans, in other words. And then Noah sees these satellites opening up through this telescope and just knows there's going to be trouble. So it seems like May has got a plan to get the humans to like all speak again. And it doesn't seem like she's got the intention of them being alongside apes, more like she wants to like put apes back in their place, from what I can gather. But this facility is really weird because it looks like they held humans there. And, instead of it being ape prison, it looks like it was a prison for humans, yet they had books on apes being behind bars. So it's kind of weird. This is like pretty much the whole gist of the movie. And it's like, can apes and humans actually live together? And apes killing their own kind and taking over the world in a bad way. But I really loved the special effects. I loved all the fact there's so many different apes in this movie. It's so human-like. It's got a really good storyline to it. I thought it was hilarious when the apes were actually on horseback. I thought that was really weird. And yeah, and it's very interesting because Noah's dad has a way with the eagles and can command them. But Noah had problems commanding them. So yeah, it's a very interesting film. I've pretty much given you like the summary of the whole movie, but without giving you all the details. And so I hope you do enjoy it. I liked the movie. I thought it was good. I thought it was worth watching. I think it says it's a sci-fi action movie. And I'd say there is quite some brutal moments in the movie, though. So if you're not into brutality, which I'm not, that can be quite hard. I had to look away at one point because Noah's dad was being beaten by this big gorilla, and the gorilla just wouldn't stop. And so that was quite hard to watch. So I had to look down at the ground on that, But I thought it was an interesting juxtaposition how they literally put the humans in the position of apes and apes in the position of humans and changed them both around. But it was man-made. It was humans that caused that in the first place to be to spread this virus. And so the apes became more intelligent and got voices because of that. So I don't know how they would do an antidote. I guess if it has got an antidote, they might be able to reverse the apes so the apes don't speak anymore and don't be intelligent anymore. But I would think if they spoke and was intelligent, it'd be hard to reverse it. But so I don't know if the humans and apes are going to battle it out in the next movie or what. But clearly, all is not what it seems in the end. And May did deceive and lie in some of the movie, it seems. So yeah, it's quite action packed when the facility floods and May just leaves the apes to fend for themselves. There's a load of like water scenes. There's a load of apes rushing up between different structures. So the special effects were quite fantastic. And the way they've made all the different apes, and they all have like their own character and their own faces, and the way you're never sure whether you can trust the human with the ape and the ape with the human. It's really interesting movie. Anyway, I hope you give it a watch. I think it's worth the watch. No sex is involved. You only find out much later through the film when May says you like such and such, don't you, to know? And he's like, yeah. So he likes this ape that's part of his clan. He's romantically attracted to it by the sound of it. So, but you don't really see or hear anything else to do with romance apart from that one line. And he wants to save her, but you don't see him kissing her or anything like that. You don't really like see them doing anything apart from like bonding like friends, really. So I guess asexuals are going to love this movie if they don't like romance. And as it's no sex, that's a good thing anyway if you're sex repulsed. So I hope you find this video of this movie good. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode. Let me know what you think of the film. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you think was the good points? What did you think was the bad points? I'll see you soon on the next video live stream. Lots of love. Take care. Bye. Subscribe and hit the bell icon.